thank you for joining us today on this Thursday, July the 7th, or 8th, excuse me, July the 8th. We've got a great show coming up. We're going to hear from a new author, Lisa Uhrik. She wrote a book called American Becoming. We're also going to hear from Jimmie Simpson, American Job Centers in Tennessee. And Terri Ritter is going to end our show with some conversations about the Cookeville Art Studio and Gallery. So again, thank you for joining our Live at 5. I'm Avery Hutchins. And first on the show today is going to be Lisa Uhrik. Welcome, Lisa.
Thank you. It's great to be here, Avery.
Fantastic. And you have some really exciting news to share with our viewers. You just had a book launch. Is that how you say it?
Yes. So the book launched July 4th. So this is launch week. And about 15 minutes ago, I actually pulled it out of the final copy. You're holding, or you have an advanced reader copy, but I have like the real thing, that came to me just a few minutes ago. So it's an exciting week and a culmination of a lot of work.
Absolutely. And I mean, I can only imagine it's probably almost like having a child, right? I mean, you've had it from the beginning and now here it is, and you're just excited to have it introduced. When did you realize that you wanted to write a book?
Well, my poor family and friends have been hearing me talk about this concept for over 20 years. So sitting in my first day of graduate school at Peabody at Vanderbilt, I had a great professor who described developmental psychology. And as he described human development, this click went off, the seed got planted. And it was the idea that our country parallels that same sort of developmental thing. And I started really a research project way back then, that first day, that has followed me all of these years. And as I've looked at organizations and such, it's just been validated over and over again and strengthened. And about 2 years ago, my husband sort of literally pushed me in front of a group of publishers and had me pitch the book, and they liked it. And December 4th, I finished it, and now it's launched July 4th. So
I know you're just super excited. So why this book and why now?
Well, like I said, this has been 20 years in the making. So why this book is, actually since my childhood, I've been wanting to see what is the thing that I can do that would contribute most and best to our society. What is the big thing that I could help do? And I've had this lens of developmental psychology, and I've been looking at what's been unfolding at our identity crisis, our nation is in its adolescence right now. That's one of the frameworks that I have. But and the whole goal of adolescence is to survive. So you try to survive without crashing the car, burning down the house, or destroying your reputation. and we've come perilously close to doing all three of those just in the past 6 months. So I keep seeing, in the news and in everything, all this evidence, and it feels like, it's a divine thing. It's God's timing for me that right now feels like the perfect moment for this book to land, because it feels like we're looking for, how do we become the adult nation that we want to be? So we're looking for that opportunity to think about our civilization here in America and what we want our society to be going forward.
Mm-hmm. That's fantastic. And you call this type of book a workbook. Tell our viewers a little bit about that and why you call it a workbook.
Well, one of my favorite books is, I have a lot of favorites, but I love books that help me work out questions. So I loved The Artist Way because it was the creative quest, and it led me through exercises that helped me find my own creativity and such. And I enjoy books that are that way, and that's what I do for organizations and have done for organizational development over the years. So it just felt very natural that in every chapter I include individual exercises and group exercises for book clubs and other groups, civic groups, Sunday school groups, anybody interested in diving more deeply into the question of, how do I grow intentionally? How do I intentionally make good change in me and in my society? And one of the things that I was really compelled by is learning about Benjamin Franklin and the Franklin circles And I don't know, are you familiar with the Franklin Circles?
Mm-mm.
Let me tell you about them. When Franklin was 23 years old, he chose 13 virtues by which he wanted to live his life. And he pulled together a group of diverse friends, and they met every week with the objective of talking about one of those virtues. And out of that meeting, they didn't want to agree. They just wanted to come up with an action, an individual action that they could take that week, and a community action they could take that week. And every week they looked at what action they took, how did it work out, and another virtue. They did it for 44 years. And everything that we love about, or a lot of what we love about Benjamin Franklin, came out of that junto, that group, the public library, the volunteer fire department, the University of Pennsylvania, the first hospital system. All of that came out of that little group, that little self-improvement group. So I'm inspired by that, because those are still all across the country, and I would love to see thousands of those spring up. We did one here in Cookeville, and I'd love to reinvigorate it, but that's described in the book, and it's kind of part of the workbook process. So that's why a workbook, because I really wanted this to be something that frames the questions, not the answers. It's not about content, it's about context, so.
Gotcha. Well, it sounds, I mean, what a great thing for a book club to get a hold of and really explore a little more in depth with. And that just sounds like what something our community would really enjoy. While you were writing the book, was there anything surprising about the book that you wrote that you discovered after starting to write it? I kind of went around and around on that one, but
yeah, absolutely. What emerged for me, there were a bunch of things that emerged. A read three model. So the literacy is at the heart of this. I'm a real literacy advocate, and there are some quite disturbing statistics around literacy that are in the book, and the idea that our literacy is slipping from us, and literacy is at the core of everything else. You do so much tremendous work around literacy, and I know that's a shared passion and quest. So I wanted to help with that, and I developed this Read 3 model. The heroes of the book are independent booksellers, libraries, and really books, because that's where Read is for revelation. You get that big aha, and then E is for exploring a revelation and going, this changes everything. Thinking about it, thinking it through. A is for service action, because it turns out that serving others makes really big brains, and really helps us make the 3Ds, the discovery. What did I learn? A new dream, because if we don't own our dreams, we become bitter, but dreams are everything. And then declarations, not of independence, that's what we did when we were toddlers, but of interdependence. And if you really look at the Declaration of Independence, it's really all about how we depend on each other. And so that Read 3 model emerged. There were just a bunch of things that emerged. And, I wrote it the first time, and the second time, when my editor got a hold of it, she kept asking questions, and it turned into a whole different book. I ended up including a lot of my own personal, I think my husband said last night, he said, this is sort of autobiographical, because you're talking about some of your own journey and framing questions for others to join in. So.
Well, it sounds just very inspirational, and that you did learn a lot from this book. We've got just about a minute left. Tell our viewers where they can find the book if they wanted to purchase it.
Well, I love supporting independent bookstores, so I would suggest go to your favorite independent bookstore and ask them for America Becoming, Framing Our Declaration of Interdependence. They can have it in a couple of days if they don't have it on the shelf. There are 2,000 books published every week in America, and if they don't come through one of the 3 major houses, it's hard to get them out there. This is an independent publisher out of Atlanta. So it's important that it gets some recognition. If people want to buy online, and it's available on Amazon, and I believe they can designate WCTE as their favorite charity, and that a portion of the proceeds will go to WCTE, and I would love that too. So the opportunity to support there. So sitting there, they can just click. And then the other big thing on the Amazon side is that if they like it, they can recommend it. And if they recommend it and I get 100 recommends, then it hits a whole nother kind of elevation. And awesome. I've gotten some great reviews and great endorsements. The Vanderbilt Project on Unity and American Democracy out of Vanderbilt, John Meacham and Bill Haslam and Grace Sasser's group have endorsed it, and many others. So it's an exciting time, and I really appreciate the
It's
community
super
support.
exciting, and what a great group of people you have endorsing that. And please do check out Lisa's book. It is America Becoming, and I appreciate Lisa being a guest today on our Live at 5, and we'll be right back.
My hope is that people will just see the gravity of what's being presented here.
This is a real success story in education. I mean, we have a statewide program being run to teach kids about seat belts and booster seats.
If they hear the message in kindergarten through high school, when they grow up and start to drive, they will remember Ollie and they will wear their seat belts.
WCTE PBS is bringing the Putnam County Fair straight to you with 3 nights of exciting entertainment, starting with the Lone Star Rodeo on July 29th, the Putnam County Horse Show on August 5th, and the Truck and Tractor Pull on August 6th. You don't want to miss any of the fun from this year's Putnam County Fair.
Thank you for joining us today at Live at 5. I'm Avery Hutchins, and we have another very special guest with us. Jimmie, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for the opportunity. It's a pleasure.
Absolutely. And Jimmie is with American Job Centers in Tennessee, and you have been a busy bee this summer.
I tell folks I'm drinking from a fire hose, getting more on me than in me. So, yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, it's a great job to have, and I know there's lots of people out looking for jobs this summer. So tell us, let's start off with just tell us a little bit about the American Job Center.
The American Job Center was actually created by federal law, the Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act of 2014. It's a partnership of several state agencies, contract providers that provide other services. Everything that we do is free to job seekers and employers in Tennessee. Okay. And anywhere you go in the country, there's an American Job Center. Each state has their own, but they're branded the same.
Okay. So you're very hyper-focused in the Upper Cumberland?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We have 2 comprehensive centers in the Upper Cumberland, one in Cookeville, one in Crossville.
Okay.
I'm the Veterans Employment Representative here in Cookeville, and I cover the 7 northwestern counties of the Upper Cumberland. Tim Hunt is the lever in Crossville, and he covers from Fentress County and makes a big swoop through Van Buren all the way over to Cannon.
Wow, that sounds like a lot to cover. So what services, I mean, if someone's sitting at home watching, what are some of those specific services that you offer?
Specifically, we have case managers that will work with individuals to draft resumes, to do interview preparation, to learn how to do a job search.
Okay.
Additionally, through our WIOA partners, there's money for training, there's money for school. Even some of the programs, if single mothers we see all the time.
Okay.
If a mother needs childcare to go back to school, there are programs that can help with that. So pretty much anything that has to do with getting a job or keeping a job, come down and we'll do everything we can for you.
And you work with the employers too, so you've got both sides.
Yes, ma'am. That's where I come in.
All right. Well, tell me about that side of it. Tell me, if an employer is watching, how can they get your services?
Well, first and foremost, they can just call me, email me.
Okay.
Whatever, they can contact the American Job Center. They can get a hold of me anytime. One of the big things that I do as a Veterans Employment Representative is I educate employers on the benefits of hiring military veterans, help them connect with veterans that are job ready to fill those positions. Even occasionally, I get the pleasure of being able to do job development where I have a veteran come in with a very specialized skill set and work with an employer to actually create a job for that veteran.
Wow. I bet that's rewarding.
Oh, it is. It's a blast. It really is. But one of the big things I do, especially like right now this month, is I coordinate job fairs to connect employers with job seekers.
And tell me, are those well received? I mean, where would someone go find your schedule if they wanted to attend one?
Well, the American Job Center, we have them. Right now in the Upper Cumberland, in my 7 counties, I've got 5 more job fairs in July. currently scheduled.
That's more than one a week.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. We've got one in Overton County tomorrow at the Joel Evans Community Center.
Okay.
One in Macon County on Tuesday of next week, then Jackson County on Thursday. Monday of the following week we'll be in DeKalb. And then we end up in Monterey on the 26th.
Okay. And I'm assuming those are on your website?
Yes,
Or
ma'am.
they can call your office?
Yes, they can call or
Check it out.
check the
Okay.
website. Yes, ma'am.
So some people may not realize, but you work with a youth program too, to help youth find employment.
That's part of the WIOA services, Title I services. There is a youth program, I believe it's age 16 to 24, that those case managers serve. Some of that actually even goes to the point of connecting a young person with an employer where the WIOA funding pays the salary for that youth, that young person, while they're getting the job experience. If I remember right, I believe it's typically a 6-month program. And if at the end of that, the goal is that the employer would then hire that individual on outright afterwards.
Absolutely. Well, if they put that kind of work into them,
You would think.
getting them trained, but what a great experience for
Yes, ma'am.
our youth in the Upper Cumberland. Tell me, traditionally, like, what type of jobs are you filling? Is there a specific type of job that you get mostly filled?
Everything.
Everything.
I mean, in all
So-
honesty, I have had companies contact me about wanting engineers. We always have production work available through
Okay.
Countless employers. Home health right now is
Oh, okay.
really a
Popular.
huge industry that we're trying to help. Let's see, yesterday, I think out of 31 employers yesterday, I think 8 were home health oriented,
Okay.
plus 2 hospitals.
Wow. And so, do they need a lot of training for
Well, for
home
those,
health?
most of the home health folks, they will provide CNA courses to get employees that certification.
and
Of course,
certification.
LPN, RN, those would
course.
require some other
Yes.
training.
Oh, yes,
so.
of course. So we've got about a minute left. Tell me, where would somebody go to get more information if they were interested?
The big place we point people to is jobs, JOBS, for the numeral 4tn.gov. Also ucworkforce.org. We partner with the Upper Cumberland Workforce Development Board, and they have their own website that we partner off of them with.
Okay,
So either one
fantastic.
of those.
So lots of information. Definitely check out their websites, and that's American Job Centers in Tennessee. And I appreciate any one last minute comments or anything I missed?
Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. for veterans, from 9 to 10 in Overton County at the community center. General public, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. I've got 23 employers that are going to be there
And this is in Overton County.
in Overton County. yes.
Okay, folks, there you have it. If you're looking for a job or you're needing your student to get out and get a job, this is the opportunity to do that. And we are going to be right back with our next guest, Terri Ritter.
Sleeve shirt, if registered by midnight October 1st, and a Finisher's Race Medal. Awards will be given for the best costume, top 3 finishers, Masters Award, and best relay team. Proceeds from the race will support WCTE's education and programming initiatives. Visit our website for more information.
Lights, camera, action. It's time to grab a camera, your smartphone, or draw some animation. The second annual WCTE PBS Downtown Film Festival is happening in August. It's time to share your story. Grab your friends and family or your community and record what you see and hear. It doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be complicated. At the end of the day, you have to share your story. Check out WCTE.org/film festival for more information and updates.
Welcome back, and again, thank you for joining us. This is WCTE's Live at 5, and I'm Avery Hutchins, and with me I have Terri Ritter. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you. Hi, Avery. Glad to be here.
Absolutely. And Terri, do you volunteer at the Cookeville Art Studio and Gallery?
I do.
Okay.
I'm on the secretary on the board, but I'm also one of their artists and teachers.
Fantastic. So for people at home that may be watching, tell us where the Cookeville Art Studio and Gallery is located.
It's at 186 South Walnut Avenue, Suite A. We're actually, if you know where the senior center is, we're on the back side of it. We are fortunate to face Walnut Park. So when we look outside, we have the park in front of us.
That's fantastic. And as you're an artist,
it's nice.
You
They go down there and they park in the paint.
Right?
They paint in the park.
That's right. So tell me a little bit about the art studio and the gallery. I mean, if someone wanted to get involved or if they wanted to do a class, what would they do?
Well, they can call.
Okay.
They can just show up. We're open Monday through Saturday from 10 to 4. The gallery, it's almost 1,100 square foot size gallery. We have a members show on right now. We have a new show every month, and it's free to the public. So you can come in anytime during those hours and tour the gallery. Our classes are, we charge for our classes. They're different fees based on what the class is. It's easy to sign up by calling or go to our website, which is cookevilleart.com. And our calendar's on there. We have over 25 different classes a month.
Wow.
And all the different art mediums you can think of. And for all ages, from children through my age.
So is it just painting and drawing, or do you do clay and
we
some of the
we
other
have
work?
ceramic classes for kids and adults. We have different types of painting, oil painting, acrylics, watercolors. I do alcohol inks and acrylic pours. We have drawing classes and just if we don't do it, let us know and we'll find somebody.
Okay. That sounds like a lot of fun, actually.
It is.
Are they night classes or just during the day?
We do primarily daytime right now, but we're really working on getting night classes. I'm doing one Saturday, and that's going to be an evening class. So we're trying to get more hours so that people have more flexibility in the classes.
So. Absolutely. Well, that sounds really exciting. I think that sitting back and doing a little painting can be relaxing.
Well, we want people to start finding out that there's joy in art. You know, you just come and have fun.
I think
Relax.
after this pandemic, we've all found things that we wanted to maybe try or explore a little bit more, and maybe art is one of those things.
Yeah, it's fun, you know.
I know you have some featured artists. What is a featured artist and who are they?
Well, our featured artists will be probably, we classify them as our artist in the gallery that month. Okay. So for this month, we have a membership show. So all the members of the Cookeville Art Studio have, that one's mine, by the way.
There you go.
And that's Susan Van Alten's.
Okay.
We have, I think about 80 or 90 works of art right now in the gallery, from paintings to what I call visual arts, the wood turning and textile arts and ceramics. We have all mediums. We classified these kind of by, animals, isn't it cute? To landscapes, to abstracts, to people, fruit, flowers. There's just a wide variety.
So you get a lot of variety with your member gallery.
Right, and they're all different mediums. Some are oils, some are acrylics, some are watercolors, some are acrylic pours, some I think hers is oil. That's
okay.
Yeah, and that one's oil also.
Wow, that looks fantastic. And you're celebrating.
That one's mine too.
That's yours
Thank
too.
you for putting
That
two
is
of mine
so
out
nice,
there.
Terri.
That's an alcohol ink. I teach that.
Very nice, very nice. So you're celebrating.
We are.
It's a big one.
It is. It's 60 years that we've been in the Upper Cumberland area. Our anniversary is actually in February, but with COVID, we decided to put off the celebration till the summer. So tomorrow at 4 o'clock, the Putnam County Chamber of Commerce is coming and doing their fabulous ribbon cutting, and then we're going to have a reception following in the art studio. And we just want to invite the public to come tour the art studio, see that we're there. I found out today that our facility is over 3,700 square feet. We're huge, and most people don't even know we're there.
Yeah, that is nice. What did you say? What the cost was for an art class? Just
It varies.
kind of-
You can have art classes anywhere from $15 to $20 to $40.
Okay.
Some artists supply all the materials. Some artists or teachers have you bring materials. So that's really where the cost depends.
It just kind of varies.
Right.
But it sounds like a nice wide range
It is.
for someone that would be maybe wanting to maybe explore a little more art.
And as I said, we have children's classes, teens, and next week, I forgot to
Yes.
write that in your notes.
Yes.
We have our first kids art camp. It's going to be Monday through Friday next week from 10 to 2. And they're going to do different art each week, or each day, I'm sorry.
Okay.
So they might do origami one day, or they might do oil painting, or acrylic pouring.
What's the age?
6 to 12.
Okay. So if here we are in the middle of summer, you've got some kids at home that need something to do.
Give us a call and get signed up, or come in Monday morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's all next week.
That's all next week. The only thing that children have to bring is their own lunch.
Okay. That just sounds what I want to go do that.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you change the age just a tad maybe?
We'll just sneak you in.
Okay, sneak me
Okay.
in. That's fantastic.
But yeah, our celebration tomorrow we're really excited about it. It's 60 years. We were founded by Reba Bacon. She wanted to really do something for the culture of the Upper Cumberland. She was a professor at Tennessee Tech, and they first started meeting in the library at Tennessee Tech. And I find it so cute because the first art show they did was in the gymnasium, and they didn't have anything to hang it with, so they used clothesline. And they strung clothesline with clothespins, and that was the first art show. And she also started the Upper Cumberland High School art competition. And it's been going on now for 43 years, the art competition has. Every March, it's in our gallery. And even with COVID, we had over 90 pieces of art that was brought in by high school students.
That's fun. Do you give out money awards?
We do. They
or-
get, it's what they call a juried show. So there's monetary awards and ribbons for first, second, and third places in each of the different categories. It might be pastels or paints or whatever categories they come up with for that
Absolutely.
year. So that's
Absolutely.
really exciting for the kids.
It sounds just what a great resource for our community. And I see on your website that you do like some seminars, just like it's one day or one evening seminars.
Right. You can have a one-day class versus we have some teachers that teach watercolor every week.
Okay.
And so you can go every week, or you can just go once a month to their class.
Okay.
Then we have other classes that are only offered, say, one time that month.
Okay.
So
So, and so after your celebration, you're going to be changing out your gallery with another featured artist. Can you give us a few names of some upcoming featured artists?
well, next month is the Van Alten family, which is Ed,
Okay.
Susan, and their son Dax. They're very well-known artists. In fact, I understand, I've seen some of Dax's work, and it's wonderful. And he's shown in galleries in Paris and New York and LA and stuff. So we're excited to have Susan and Ed and Dax. And then in September, we have Sandy Miller, who does ceramics, and it's Sandy Miller and Friends. And October, it's Carol Joyce and friend. She hasn't told us who that person is yet, so we'll have a surprise.
It'll be a surprise.
So every month it's different. Then we have the Art Prowl coming up. So at the end of the Art Prowl, it will be another members show through Christmas.
Okay, fantastic. And I'm assuming that if you're at the gallery and you see something you just can't live without, there's
Most
an
of the work
option.
is for sale.
Most of it's for sale.
And it's got a tag on it.
Okay, well that is some great information for someone that maybe is an art lover or would like to learn a little bit more about art, pick up a hobby, get your kids involved. Whatever it is, you can check that out at the Cookeville Art Studio and Gallery on their website. Lots of great information. Terri, thank you for being with us
Thank
today.
you for letting me do this.
Absolutely. And I thank you at home for joining us for this Live at 5. We'll be back next week.
From one neighbor to another, WCTE PBS is here for you. Join us again tomorrow for today's show to re-air again at 5 p.m. We will return with a live news show on Thursday of next week at 5 p.m. Thank you for watching.